special day last Saturday. I imagine that the celebrations were fun.
Yeah, no, it was the first part of the job done. Really, it was nice to win the game and not rely on anything else really. And the message to the players was just go out and get the job done really, and that's what they done. I thought it was a very good performance in the first half, and second half, like I mentioned after the game, maybe just not as in control as we probably could have been really. We let a couple of mishaps sort of unsettle us, but we make up for it with a really good save from Teddy and score at the other end. So yeah, it was good. It was brilliant just to celebrate in front of our fans after the game, celebrate with our fans in the evening. That was really important to everyone as well. And it was, again, once Monday morning come really for myself, it was back to work and back to preparing for Saturday's game.
I mean, the atmosphere itself was something that felt a little bit different to maybe other nights. It had an extra something about it, didn't it? The ground was really bouncing.
Yeah, it's a special place when the stadium's full. It certainly is, and you can just sense that feeling and that atmosphere inside the stadium and the general buzz and noise, and hence why I said to you, I felt Teddy would save the penalty. I just felt the energy inside the stadium was there, and it was amazing. And we'd love that all the time, but that's ultimately it's a byproduct of what we do on the football pitch, and we want to continue to try and do that.
So you got one part of the job done, Grant. Big chance this weekend, isn't it, to add the title to the promotion and the scenes that we saw last weekend.
Yeah, a really good day last week to get the first part of it done, and obviously our focus now was shifted to Notts County and the league title. It's something we've obviously set our stall out and set our targets for pre-season, and that was one of our main targets was to go for the league. We had some targets. We wanted to go as far as we can in the FA Cup. I felt we gave it a really good go in that. We gave it a decent go in the what's it called? Virtue Trophy. I don't even know the name of it. We tried to go for that as well, but wasn't to be. So yeah, we had some targets in house that we wanted to try and achieve, and I think two of them we done well in. Obviously the FA Cup and the league, but the league's not done yet. The title is still there for us to hopefully go and win. So the preparation this week has been firmly focused on Notts County, a good team that they are, and trying to prepare to go there and win the game.
How important was it that you got the balance right this week, letting people celebrate the achievement of promotion, but equally getting back to work as quickly as possible with the job not fully done?
Yeah, no, listen, it was important to let the players go out and celebrate the victory and the promotion with our supporters, and they done that maybe Saturday, Sunday, but from Monday onwards, particularly myself and my staff, we've been working very hard on the game plan for Notts County, and when the players returned on Tuesday, our focus has been on that and making sure that we go there and put a really good performance on and hopefully try and get the win.
There's plenty riding on this game, isn't there, for both teams, for both Notts County and Doncaster Rovers?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know in terms of what Notts County are. I know they have to win the game, but for me, I'm only focused on what we can try and do, and making sure that we get our preparation right for the game.
Whatever happens, you'll finish with the best away record in the division. That's got to be something that's been a real positive this season and a driving force behind the campaign. Yeah,
I think we've been really good away from home, really, really strong away from home, and it's probably lent on from the back end of last season, from January onwards. Again, we were strong at home. But look, I think people will say we've peaked at the right time and we've come strong at the right time. But I think if you look at the last 29, 30 games, we're top of the form table, and we've been the most consistent team right up to this point all season. And look, we've got one game to go, one which we know again what we need to do to try and get the title, and we'll be doing everything we can to try and do that, and backed again by a magnificent away support.
What have you liked about Notts County this season and what you've seen from them? Because clearly they know that they need to win and for other results to go for them to have a chance of joining you in automatic promotion.
Yeah, very good football team. Obviously the best in the division in terms of possession. So we know they like to dominate the ball. We know they like to try and create chances of that way. So we know what to expect. I felt we should have won the game when we played them at home. I thought we were excellent, particularly second half. We went after them and had a lot of opportunities and efforts at their goal that we just couldn't get the winner. And obviously, I think it was Joe scored the equaliser, Joe Ironside from across. But yeah, it was a good performance that day. But obviously, that means nothing. It's a completely different game, and I like the way they play football. A huge respect for how Stuart works and coaches, and they've got some special players in there. They really do. But really, my focus is making sure our boys are ready to go on Saturday and making sure we've prepped properly for this game.
Yeah, it's an interesting little sideshow in terms of Billy Sharp versus David McGoldry. Clearly, two players that know each other very well. Around that, clearly you won't be able to speak about David McGoldrick's influence there, but having people like them around a squad like this when you're going for the ambitions that you are, they're huge, aren't they? Yeah,
they've obviously been there and done it. Many promotions under their CV and played for some big football clubs. David McGoldrick's obviously had a really good year for Notts County, but Billy Sharp's had a really good year for us also. Some really important goals, no bigger than the one last week. But not only what Billy brings is obviously goals is what he's done his whole career. It's what he does inside the change room and his communication with some of the younger players and stuff like that. So yeah, but look, the most important thing for us really is the game and making sure we understand what we need to do.
Any squad changes this weekend? Joe Ironside, could he be back?
Wait and see. But apart from one or two that's obviously going to miss the game, Patrick Kelly, Jack Senior, Richard Wood, Joe Olawu, and then we'll see on Joe. But everybody else is fine from the game last week.
How nice would it be to be lifting that trophy alongside the players at full time at Meadow Lane with the culmination of everything that you've been through this season and obviously how last season finished?
I'll worry about that when the whistle goes, Adam, honestly. I'll worry about that and I'll think about that then. But it's definitely, I haven't sweat from it all season, and I said this right at the back end of the playoff game. It's been our focus and sole driving focus that we'd love to bring the title to this football club and bring for our fans, for everyone connected to the football club, and we'll do everything we can to try and make that happen.